only put it in my minutes once, but I got it.
Muchas gracias. All right. Well, Scott was going to do a mashup recap and networking at Gladstone recap. Does anyone else want to contribute to that? I was unable to go, but did anyone have any thoughts they want to share?
I was there. I know Amanda was there. Kate was there. I think it went really, really well. There were, maybe you guys can help, all four people at that bottom. I don't know, we were all kind of on one side of the tables and all those four at the other end. I don't, were they all new, or at least I had never seen them before. So that was nice to see some new kind of faces there. But yeah, I think it went really, really well. I mean, we just kind of talked, it became a lot more, we didn't really answer a lot of questions. It was more or less, tell us about who you are, tell us about what you do, and then just kind of, what do you want, what are you looking for, how did you get to know class, like what else can we do for you. I actually thought it was a really good networking group, just being small, you know what I mean, not necessarily, I mean, I walked away with notes for me, like, ooh, for my wellness fair, I want to contact so and so, because I think that would be something different. So hopefully they took away with it as well. I know, Kate, you and Scott did a really good job of pushing becoming a member. I'm not so good at those areas. But I know you did that. Amanda, you were there too. Anything else? Good job, Kate.
Yeah, I am inviting people. I'm pretty good at throwing out the invite, so that's where maybe a couple of them came from. And one of them, Blair, he's not new to going to network meetings or in the industry, but first time at that meeting. I haven't been in touch with him since then, but I assume that he'll probably be back. And yeah, it was nice that it was small. We each had more to contribute to say. We had longer to share. It was just really nice. I had never been in that facility before and didn't know all that they offered there. So yeah, that was great. Trying to think of anything else from that. I'm also probably not the best at pushing membership, but I am good at getting people to come. I send lots of email invites out, so.
Well, we ended up getting two new members out of that. So of the 3 or 4
Good.
that were there, so Kate, yes, the push for the membership worked. So we got 2 new members out of it. I think that Blair's one of them, yeah. I think that was I'm recalling seeing that name.
He's with Lifeway,
I think so.
Blair. Mm-hmm.
We had people who participated. Grant Rockwood, he was a previous member before COVID, and had stepped away, and now that we're back in person, he was there.
He was the realtor, right?
The
insurance guy.
The insurance guy for the Minnesota benefits. Yep.
Gotcha.
And then, as you mentioned, Blair was there, and then Luetta Larson from Jason Gorman Real Estate.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And there was one from Ling Bloomston that was there before COVID. She said she came, and then now it's coming back. I forgot her name though.
That was Julie.
And unfortunately, she didn't sign the sheet, so I didn't have it down. But
okay.
I've been trying to add names, especially after the mashup. I've tried to, if people had provided us their email address, added it to the MailChimp so that they will continue to receive our newsletters when they go out as well.
Awesome. Thank you. Okay. All right. And welcome, Julia. Julia has joined us as well. All right. So it sounds like it's great. Does anyone have any thoughts about the Ramsey County mashup? I know that there was a lot of work that went into that, and Scott had very positive things to say about it. Anybody else have thoughts?
Do we have a final count?
Oh,
I have the, where did I save it? I know I saved the sign-in sheet somewhere, so I could get you that. I will look for it. I saved it on our drive somewhere.
And I
Give-
thought maybe we could send out a note to those folks saying, hey, did you find this useful? Or I don't know what we want to ask them, but something. Just to keep them engaged for one thing.
I
Yeah.
think it was about 40. That's kind of because as an organizer, I generally count, but I don't, I don't remember what my count was this time.
That's great, because that was at least that the first time.
Yeah. That's wonderful. Julia, do you have any feedback? Anything that you thought that worked or didn't work, or something that you would be interested in doing differently, or anything like that?
I thought it was great. People seemed
Yeah.
to really, really engaged. Yeah.
Super. Well, that's great. Love to hear that, and thank you for everybody who put so much effort into making that happen. All right. Going on to our ongoing each meeting is stating the information that Kate is a contractor and a board member. Here she is. Ethics. And so we always keep that in mind, and we appreciate the work she does for us. So gonna do a little treasurer talk here. We still need a treasurer. I did this last quarter go in and start just going into our QuickBooks and doing some bookkeeping things and assigning classes to our income and expenditures, just to keep all that going in the right direction. It really doesn't take that long. It's not a whole lot of effort. So I'm doing that for now, but it would be great if we had somebody, or if somebody has a resource or knows somebody that would be a good match for that. That would be lovely. We would love to have an actual treasurer, so we're not wearing different hats all the time. We did get the 2024 tax form, the e-postcard completed and submitted before May 15th. So we are in good standing with our filing. And yep, we're processing our bank reports and all that quarterly. So secretary, moving on to Kate, or KT Everett. Anything, let's see, what do we throw on there? We just got notes, things, anything from you?
Nothing new. I will add today's notes to that other Google Doc, so they're all in the same place later.
Love it. Thank you very much for doing that. Anything, well, we got Lynn's new email address, anything else that we need for, I suppose our newsletter has already gone out, so we got so if anyone has any events coming up for July, make sure you get
I
those to
haven't
Kate.
done I'm hoping to get the June newsletter out this afternoon. We only have like 3 submissions in from the form, so I was gonna check and see if anybody on the meeting had anything for June, and I can still get it in, so.
Only the stuff that's in my newsletters. Nothing for me particularly.
Okay.
I have a Micah Northeast chapter on the 10th, so I can find the form and get you something super quick on that.
Okay, great.
Now, do you want to include the info on the June networking meeting?
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay, I'll send you the note. It's going to be Denise Wickheiser from Meals on Wheels talking about aging and nutrition.
Cool.
Awesome. Okay. That sounds delightful. Anything else from you, Katie?
Nope.
Awesome. All right, old business action items. Bylaws are always available right here in this document. You've got that in your inboxes. And then succession planning. So it's June now, we're halfway through the year, and we want to give our friend Scott an out. He took on another year to help me out, and that is much appreciated. But if you're considering it at all, or have the bandwidth or anything of that nature, and would like to be an incoming, because now we're doing co-presidents, so we're doing incoming, outgoing for 2-year segments, which we voted on last time. So I'm incoming right now, and Scott is outgoing. So if we could get another incoming for the next couple of years for an incoming, outgoing, that would be fantastic. It would be, it's not a huge lift, but it's going to be helpful to have a direction and kind of have somebody that we know that we've got in place. So if you're thinking about something for yourself, your colleagues, or someone else that you would like to be involved who knows about class, and ideally this would come from within our board, because you know, leadership, you'd rather have it be somebody who has some experience with class. But there you go. That's my plug. I'm putting it out there. And
Taylor, I did put in a draft of the bylaws update because we need to formally say that we're doing that. The bylaws also said that we have to have 48 hours notice, and I just did it today. So between now and our next board meeting, if anybody could take a look at what I put in there, I basically just updated language from the 3 presidents to I did president and president-elect because we had names for each of those in there. And then there were a couple of addendums too, and one of them had descriptions of the board positions and stuff. So I tried to catch any places that we had past president listed.
okay.
But the board can approve that. We don't need to go out to the whole membership with that or anything. So officially we can vote on it next time, and I'll give, maybe if somebody else has a little bit of time to read through there and make sure I caught it all, that would be helpful too, because I did it very quickly, but it's linked in the agenda. So
Okay, so let's do that. Let's have everybody, the bylaws are not long. So just give it a read, and then we'll give that official approval the next time at the September meeting, so everyone has a chance to review it and make any notes or changes if they wanted to make any suggested changes. Thank you for doing that.
yep. And I did it as Google's version of tracked changes is suggesting, so it should be pretty quick to see what was changed if you just scroll through it. So
Great. Thank you. Going through new business and action items. Let's just kind of do a little around the table here and just kind of say, you know, what have you guys got going on? What's happening? What's interesting? What's on your, what, you know, what do you want to share? Katie, since you're talking, I'm having you go first. And then just tag the next person.
I have a ton going on. Our summer event season officially starts next week, as does my new staff member. So she starts on Monday and we get started on Wednesday with events. So it's going to be a crazy couple of weeks. And then we have summer sports starting a couple weeks after that. And we're all rolling. So lots going on here. On the senior front, we have monthly speaker series. The June one is the Power of Laughter. So if anybody needs a laugh, come on over. And I will be sending out, I think I'll include it in this class newsletter too, but I'll send out the invite again for people to provide swaggy stuff for our senior picnic bags again. So that is in August. So there's still plenty of time to do that. But yeah, lots of stuff coming up this way. So Lynn, let's get your updates.
Yes, I've been here 1 month at Family Means. I know it's been an amazing month. Caregiver coaching, running all the programming. We have just I'd love for us to host. It's been really awesome. They've already hosted 2 marketing groups out here. It is interesting how that divider of our county really shifts, you know, professionally. Like, I feel like I'm learning a whole new terrain over here because they actually serve into Wisconsin. Like, they got people across the river because, you know, Stillwater's on the river. So I sort of feel like I'm learning a new community, but I'm not. And at some of the marketing and gatherings that are over here, interestingly enough, people want to know about class. So I gave out all my flyers that I had. Remember some of you back in the day with our panel cards, and have none left. I don't know if we have any sitting anywhere. But so we will hopefully gather a few more truly Northeast Metro, as these communities over here closer to the river start to age. And they're aging really just like the the kind of the White Bear Venice. I mean, it's the same thing. They're holding on to their people and nobody, and there are 3 generations of people that have lived here and no one's leaving. So with that said, it is a very active Stillwater. We serve Oakdale. We serve the county boundaries, but we can serve into Ramsey County. I mean, we don't turn people away based on that. There's only our one-on-one matching in-home is the only one that only serves Washington County. So we've got programming that just started at the YMCA in Forest Lake that are for people who in the early stages actually still maybe don't even have a diagnosis. We call it the dementia empowerment. So it's individuals living with dementia. So it's like a pseudo group that meets up there they meeting in places in community so that they can still be out and about and doing things without having to be specifically called dementia programming per se, which has been really successful, especially, I don't know if any of you keep up, but in the last 3 weeks, the blood test to get tested if you have the Alzheimer's, that's a real thing. So people are getting their diagnosis is more in a confirmed state versus a really gray area. I've already seen a couple where that's been their lived experience that they lived through. So it's going to get people accessing our support in a more, they're going to get the diagnosis and not wait. The average wait for a caregiver to get their loved one help is like 2 years historically, that they'd even remotely consider what to do next. That's going to change. I mean, I just know that it's going to change. So those are some things trending. I just want to put a quick plug in because this is real time happening this morning. And my boss just told me wherever I go, I need to start spreading the word. We have an open position for the exact same position that I just took on. We are growing and expanding and have capacity. And so Family Means is dedicating. They have strong support from the community. So if it is, ideally, I believe it's somebody with a social work background. But if anybody is working or know of anyone, just start spreading the word. It'll be posted in the next couple days.
Do they need a social work degree?
Yes, yes, they do need a social work degree because of the way that we're housed within the mental health organization, that is. But what I would say is, which is different than many of our other organizations, because it's housed in mental health, the pay is literally, it's on a different pay scale. So you're operating, so it's not like your typical social work position where community-based typically is not looked at as a mental health provider. This is. We're not billed third party, but because Family Means is a mental health organization, they put our positions right in there with their other clinicians.
Awesome.
So so we're really hoping to get a candidate that, who wants to do coaching and consultation, which is very unique. I mean, there's only a couple of us organizations that do this. Yeah, thanks for being there. You guys are my familiar people. It's only been a month, but I feel like I've already been here a year, so it goes fast. When you change jobs at 55, it's all ye youngins may experience this, maybe not, but clearly your brain is like, can I do this?
But it's
Lynn, are
exciting
you-
and it's brave and it's a whole
Yeah.
new thing. It's a
Thank you. I've
reinvention.
landed.
55 sounds unexpectedly amazing, right? Like, oh, okay.
Well, I'm
Whole new
still,
you.
Lynn, could you say a little bit more about what you do? Could you describe
Yes,
the
yes.
coaching and
Yeah, so what we have here is the whole program. I think there's 6 of us. So there's caregiver and my title is caregiver and aging social worker. So when we do coaching and consultation, we actually have like plans. Like you can do hourly, you can do 3-month, you can do an assessment only and a goal setting session, and then come back and do hourly. And so it's something that, I mean, the state of Minnesota does have funding for caregiver coaching. So we do receive funding through the Older Americans Act, and it is recognized just to coach caregivers. The client is actually, which is so phenomenal to be able to say this to the caregiver. They're like, oh, this is a program for me. Like this is designed and funded for you as the caregiver. So I run several support groups, both in person and virtually, for caregivers. We, like I mentioned, we have the empowerment. I have an OT coworker, and she runs all the programming for people in the early stages out in the community. And then we run 3 memory cafes. There's so the consultation and coaching piece, I support all of that. Like I do teach powerful tools for caregivers twice a year. I do have an education component, and then I also have the one-on-one meeting, for either hourly or 3 months at a time with a caregiver. But most times they're also involved in other parts of our program, whether it be education or receiving respite. So I also do in-home, when we do our respite matches, we do in-home volunteers. So I'm part of that onboarding and assessing the family for that too. So that's part of the role too. So I do get to go out a little bit, not often, but when we have, because we've got waiting lists for all of our volunteers and we also have a day out respite program. So I help with getting the dyad, the person living with dementia, into that program and making sure it's a good fit. So that's that piece. That's a lot of where my time is spent too. Those programs are always people on that journey coming in and out all the time. They're having the conversations with the caregiver that things have shifted and this is no longer the right fit, but what is going to be something to support your person. Does that help a little bit?
Yes, thank you. I appreciate hearing more about it.
Anybody can reach out to me directly. I can put my contact information in the chat.
Lynn, are you able to officially stay on the class board in your new position?
I am. I got permission.
Great.
Thank you for asking.
We're so happy to have you.
Well, I thought I emailed somebody on the board or whatever, whoever the executive email earlier today yes, good, somebody got it. So I'm like, it's official, I can stay. And that was not a hard sell at all. So they're actually excited to hear that we'll have a face connected to referrals are not our problem, but we're so busy working that we need the professional time. We need to scope this out.
You bet.
Helps us do our job better. Yeah.
Jess, do you want to go next since you were already chatting?
Sure. Well, first of all, I'm a grandma. Yay! Yay! Yeah, very, very exciting. Healthy baby girl, Miss Violet.
Did you get up there in enough time?
Yes, I did. Was it Wednesday? Did I go that day or the next day? I don't know. Things are confusing now, but it was shortly after I saw you. And yeah, some complications happened, but all in all went well. And baby's healthy and they're doing really well. So yeah, that's great news and very fun. But she lives way up north, so I don't get to see her as much. So that's hard.
FaceTime.
Yeah, just
FaceTime becomes your best friend.
I
Not
know.
joking. Like
I know.
My aunties live a ways away and we FaceTime on a regular basis with our babies. Like just put the phone in front of the baby and just watch it. I'm not joking. It's exactly what makes the world better.
Yeah. Yep. That's what's happening. That's what we do. Just plugging away with work. I think maybe Patty and I said at our last meeting at Gladstone that we hired an executive director, and I imagine she'll be coming around soon to meet you all at a meeting. So it's been a little bit like changing gears, maybe changing the structure of each of our positions. I'm no longer doing the recruiting piece, so it opens up other aspects for me. But we don't really have any events to share coming up that I can think of. Yeah, just plugging away over here. I might be moving though to White Bear. We just don't have the final destination yet. I'm in Venice Heights right now, but that's about it for me.
Do you mean your office or personal?
The office. Yeah.
Oh,
good. Yep.
Fun.
Yeah.
Awesome. You want to tag somebody else?
Go ahead, Allie.
Well, kind of like Katie. Just trying to get in full swing of things for the summer here. Next week starts our staff training, and then summer camp is in full swing. All of our summer sports and programs all start next week. It's kind of where my head is at. The next 2 weeks, the next 3 weeks, my husband actually hates, because Katie will probably know too that like I feel like that's all I do is think, breathe, and do all night long is stuff for work, just trying to get things up and rolling. But yeah, just excited about that. We've got some senior trips that are planned throughout the summer, like day trips. Working on our citywide special event, which is Blue Heron Days. That's at the middle of April or middle of August. And then trying to get everything lined up so we can start to advertise for our wellness fair, which happens in September. With that wellness fair, we have a vendor portion of that. And then that's pretty much what it is for my part of things. We also launch all of our brand new fitness classes for the year. I guess it's a big deal in the fitness world. I don't really get it, but they bring in some big wig from their main company that teaches some of the classes. Again, don't get it, but 2 thumbs up to them. It's a big draw, I guess. It was last year. So we'll be looking for our vendors for our wellness fair. Hopefully it is online, it is live, so you can register for it now. We just haven't created our flyer yet to get that out. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at. Again, just trying to plug away and get fall and winter stuff here. That's all going to be due in like 3 weeks, which is also kind of crazy to think that summer hasn't started and I need to start planning for winter. But here we go. So that's kind of where I'm at. Next. Oh, Katie Everett, who did you hire? Can I ask? Sorry, I'm going to take up everyone's time all of a sudden.
Darby Keach. Moving on.
Thank you. Let's do Kate.
Well, let's see. Happy June, everybody. This month I'm actually going to be doing, it's our second year of a summer music and theater intensive camp at Lionsgate Academy, and probably going to be the last one because the director there who I worked with to do the play last year is accepting a new position at Anoka Middle School. So it's a good progress for her, but this year's theme is going to be When I Grow Up from Matilda, and we're talking about vocal ranges. So that's going to be really fun. And I've been busy with music programs like my Move and Groove exercise group and seeing individuals in group homes. So not too much to report. We've had just on the class front, a few new members. Somebody reached out today asking how to get their link updated. So I'll follow up with that at some point. But so far the meetings that I've attended have been really great to just, it now feels good to be able to reconnect in person and see where some of the different facilities are. Like going to see Jordy's place in Maplewood was really great. Being able to host the mashup, awesome. So I think now that we're able to more comfortably get back out in the community, I think it's going to make more of an impact for those in the senior service areas. And I'm going to pass it over to John.
All right. So the personally, my son has been battling depression for 6 months and is slowly, apparently, getting into a better spot. But the rest of the family is still, we're not, my wife and I are still not communicating really well. And so my overall family things that distract me from volunteering to be co-president again or being the treasurer again are still there. The sandwich generation, my sister's spending 2 weeks in from out of town to help clean out my mom's house. Mom is in assisted living, Benedictine Holistic Court in Winona. She's doing okay there. Her memory is she's remembering all of us. She's her short-term memory is still pretty shot. And she's been bringing up things that happened 5 years ago, like they still might be happening now. So there is that. I got her hall closet and that huge bookcase behind her dining room table taken care of while I was down over the weekend, and I'm going to go down later this week for more. So work-wise, I've been working a lot on that Purple Line Bus Rapid Transit project, and there is some positive movement on that. The city of Maplewood had said, "Oh, we don't like this," kind of like the city of St. Paul had said that a couple years before. Well, now they're like, okay, well, as long as you don't tear up too many roads in Maplewood, maybe we'll do that. So the county, Ramsey County, and Met Transit are looking at a basically bus. There's light rail is the biggest. Then bus rapid transit is, there's lots of dedicated bus lanes and fancy stops like the Gold Line that just opened up going to Woodbury. And then there's arterial bus rapid transit, which is just like, it's a really healthy, well-resourced bus lane where the buses come all the time. And so Maplewood, city of Maplewood has said, we're okay with that. So it'll be more robust bus rapid transit in the St. Paul side of the route, which is about 2/3 of it. And then the last third going up to Maplewood Mall would be going up there, but without as many dedicated lanes and fancy stops. Now, if the city of Maplewood does that, then Ramsey County doesn't pay to redo the roads at all. So they're like, if you want us to pay to redo your roads, you got to put dedicated lanes in. So we'll see what that future brings, but the proponents of the project are saying yes, this is a successful move forward for that project. The state legislature is making some budget cuts. Affordable housing as a whole is doing pretty good as far as not getting budget cuts. Disability services seem to be getting the brunt of it, which sucks, but it's not it's not my I'm sorry, it's not my ox getting gored. It's an awful place when people are fighting over, who's gonna take the pain. But that's kind of where the legislature is at right now. Yeah, that's about it. And thank you for all of the both compassion around my family stuff at my wife and kid level, and all of the compassion around my mom and the senior stuff level. There's some folks on this call that totally made it possible for my mom to get where she is now. So, and Taylor, have you checked in?
I have not. Let's jump to Julia. I'll go last because then I'll just carry on, keep on keeping on.
Okay.
So let's jump to Julia and see what she's got going.
Okay. Not a whole lot. Like I said, the June networking meeting is going to be about aging and nutrition. What else is going on? I feel like there was something else kind of immediately interesting, but I cannot come up with it right now. I turned 61 on Sunday. So that's better than the alternative, which is not aging. And yeah, I feel like there's something else that I was gonna say, oh, I gotta tell them this, but I'm not coming up with it now. So if I think of it before the end of the meeting, I'll let you know.
That's just fine. No problem. Just raise a hand. We're not just absolute adherers to the agenda. Sometimes we just do a little curveball every once in a while, and that's okay. So for us at Mueller Memorial, I am personally in the middle of a very large project. I don't know if I've ever said this or if you know that we do this, but we have a program here called Grief Compass that we have had over 4,400 family members go through, which follows up with the family in the year following the loss. It's just a little bit of help navigating grief in that first year. And the entire program lives inside of a piece of technology. And we are moving it from here to here. And we're going to a different platform, and that is a big undertaking. Thankfully, I have some help, but it means that we're going and revisiting all of our content and making sure that it's all still relevant, and that all of our logos are updated and everything's right and everything's working and all of the things. So people who are in the middle of this, because it's a year long, so it's 52 weeks of content. So we had to make sure that people at week 36, when they get migrated, once it's all over there, to week 36, and they don't hit any hiccups, because we want to make sure that we're coming through on our promise of delivering this program to people. And it's really important to me personally because I wrote it. So I'm like, we're not gonna screw this up. And so yeah, that's what I'm doing right now, and it's going to be a better delivery system. We get to make it more robust. We get to add worksheets and other kinds of programming if people want to dive a little bit deeper. It's going to be better for it, but it's just going to be a push uphill until we get there, we get it finally done, and then it's downhill from there. Things that we've got going on July 16th, I want to say. I should know this off the top of my head, but I don't. Yep, July 16th at 6 p.m. Wednesday, July 16th, we're having a pasta and pre-need event, so people can come here for free, have dinner, learn about pre-planning, and have the opportunity to ask Annie Sauko, who is our pre-planning specialist and happens to be my sister, any questions that we have, and or that they might have, and talk about opportunities for pre-planning, which is a huge thing. And the difference between people who pre-plan and people who don't are night and day. The having everything sorted out means that you don't have 100 questions to answer or decisions to make. You just have a few because you've already thought it out, and you've consulted with the person who this is for, and it's such a gift. And then we are having the next lunch and learn here at Mueller Memorial on August 13th. So we'll all be here, and we'll be talking just about that specifically, and pre-need and MA spend down, because I know that there's a lot of crossover between that, and it's such an important thing to do, and it's such a relief to families when you do that. And the county is very good about allowing us to keep that money safe and keep the funeral funded before you get down to that $3,000 that you need to get onto MA from Ramsey County, which is a huge help to families, because even for people who are like, oh, I don't think we'll need that, people who are relatively affluent and have a pretty substantial savings, care at $10,000 a month racks up real fast. That goes really, really quickly. So we're trying to help people be aware of that, and while they've still got those assets to get the funeral that they want to have. So there we go. That's what we got going on. And that's everybody. So we can keep on trucking and talking about events. So the schedule is up for the events. There's a link in here. And I know that Allie, we were talking about maybe having you host October 8th, but that is a busy week for you. Lynn, did you want to have something out at your place? Is that something you were thinking about, or did we lose Lynn? We may have lost Lynn. Oh, there she is.
Sorry, I'm here. Somebody sent me an email that I had a time I had to reply by. I was like,
Nope, just fine.
this is, hosting it out here. Did you say October 8th?
Yeah. For networking.
Let me just, and this would be for a lunch and learn, or?
No, networking, just networking, or
I thought that, was that the month that Lang Bloomston Lino Lakes is hosting, or is that November?
November.
We're doing in October and in November networking?
Yes. Yes.
So 2
Or
months in a row?
it is. We could do a lunch and learn if you wanted to, if you prefer that.
I just thought we
Well-
alternated, but
Well, no, I mean, it was for a minute there, I thought maybe I heard it wrong. So would there be people that would come 2 months in a row to a net? Because normally we've been doing quarterly networking, right?
Yeah, and I think that you're right. I think we were just trying to keep the barrier low to planning it, and we were like, I don't know if we're gonna get
Yeah.
anything for a lunch and learn, but we can certainly do a lunch and learn at that time because we won't have done one since August. So if you wanted to do that, it would make the trip out there a little bit more, worth people's time and all that.
Right, right, right.
And
Why
I
don't
gotta say that Debbie Lindell's presentation on dental health was, people loved it. So if you want to do a lunch and learn with her, I can send your information to her. She's an independent contractor. I think I paid her like $150.
Mm.
Oh,
Or
wow.
Lynn, if you wanted to present on like what you were just talking
Yep.
about, I was listening to you talk about that, and I'm like, man, that's
Coaching,
really
good
worthwhile to
concept.
hear about what that kind of what navigating assets you offer. And yeah, if
Well,
you
I
wanted to
have
do that.
a colleague that she has a whole list of all the things she gets asked to go and present at community all the time. She's got, so we could actually, I could just ask her. She's Jenny West. I don't know, some of you might know her. She's also been a member. She's come to networking events before. So it would just be a matter of us person power. So October 8th, possibly a noon lunch and learn, or are you thinking keeping it in the morning? Okay. Let me, I can do some checking. So that's the second, we do everything program wise, like, okay, so we always do our Let's Do Coffee that day with, actually we do it right in the middle there, 9:30 to 11 with, oh gosh, I just totally blanked up. The old Little Brothers, Friends of the Elder, the Friends and Co. Friends and Co. So that could work. Our issue is space out here. We literally have one room, one big room. How about if I check? Who should I get back to?
You can
Who's
just send it to
anybody?
the executive team and to
Okay.
me. And
Okay.
so just put us both on there, Taylor
So
Mueller
yeah,
Memorial.
unless there's somebody else that has something, I'm willing to. Well, this is obviously an organization that's new and would to our, I think having a lunch and learn would be great. I just got to check in with the people that would be doing it.
Would there be any funds for providing lunch, or would that be a BYO lunch?
Good question. No, but here's what we have. We're part of a lot of networks. Somebody might want to sponsor it. You know what I mean? Like somebody who's a provider out here. We are part of like the Stillwater Chamber. We're a part of, there's like 3 senior networking groups over here, you guys. I mean, like there's like a whole underworld of people. I know, I just honestly had no idea. I was like, oh my gosh, look at all this. Well, there's a lot of housing out here. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that. I mean, there's just the Stillwater, Oak Park Heights, Lake Elmo. We go as far as Woodbury. I mean, there's a lot. So there's just a lot of, we draw people from Bayport. So a lot of people in the housing industry, I guess. Maybe that's a better way to say that.
There's a really good restaurant in downtown that I may be able to give you contact for if you want to see if they want to sponsor.
Oh,
The Tilted
in Stillwater
Tiki,
or in
Stillwater, the Tilted Tiki.
Oh,
My
I don't
kids
know that
call it
one.
the Tiki Hut. It's right on the main drag.
Fun. Yeah, see, this is the thing about this organization. They've been here like 45 years. So, they have these relationships that I don't even know about that exist. Okay, Tilted Tiki. Well, okay. Would you want, so let me find out first if we can host, because it's more about the room than anything, to be totally frank. And then we'll go from there. And I'm kind of advocating, unless you guys as a board think that we could pull off 2 marketing events in a row. But I feel like if we do a lunch and learn, like somebody said, it might draw more people just because it's out here. It would be more than just the networking piece to get people. It is a bit of a drive. I mean, we are right off of 36. It's not like nobody has to contend with downtown Stillwater.
Yeah. And Allie, I didn't want to like railroad that, but is
No.
that a relief to you, or is that a
No, it doesn't matter. I booked our room just so we had it because I was looking at that list and was like, no one had picked it up. And I thought, well, I'll book out our room. It's there. We have our huge special event, which has like almost 250 kids that Friday night. So for me, like it doesn't matter. I just knew that that's a busy
So
week.
wait, yeah, so let me understand. So you actually do, because if, I mean, honestly, if we don't have space, we can't do it. So,
Right.
and I have been told here that because we also use our space for community. I mean, like the community, that's part of our partnership with the communities. People are using this building all day and at night and mornings. So I'm a little concerned that I wouldn't get the room and I don't have anywhere to look on my computer. I have to go to the front desk. So I guess hold your space,
No,
Allie.
yeah, yeah, yep.
Don't give it up, because
Nope.
it'll come down to, that for us. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, no, that's
do
what I
you,
was gonna say. I'll
Yeah.
keep my space until I hear otherwise. I mean, it's not till October, so we've got time.
yeah,
But either way, I'll
and
just
you've
keep
got,
it.
yeah, and if it's networking, it's just networking, but if it's the lunch and learn, then we have to get somebody to do it,
Mm-hmm.
present.
Hey guys.
And you were saying, oh,
Bye, John.
bye, John. We didn't have any other idea for a presenter or anything, or did we have some things in the hopper that we were gonna get going up there? Okay.
No, there was nothing. I just offered our space when I saw that we needed it, but knowing that it was a busy week for me, but that we had the space if
Right.
we needed it. So I jumped on
Right.
one of those.
I would say right before I left, and you might know this person's name, Ling Bloomston, we met with Anoka County, and they are doing a huge project with, they wanted, is Julia still on this call?
Yeah.
Julia,
Yep.
has anyone from Anoka County
Yep.
reached out to you? They got big money to do, I don't know, is it sale or what is it? What did they get?
I don't know the money. She and I are gonna meet next week, maybe this week.
Yeah.
Yeah, to talk about, they were curious. She wants to learn about how Ramsey County develop the age-friendly initiative, the healthy
Yeah.
aging initiative. Sorry, that's not the same thing. So yeah, I think that's going to be really exciting.
So that's all I was thinking, Allie, is because they're gonna be doing some stuff up there. So
Yep.
if it ends up being at your location, Allie, I think that we could get her to do something, because it would really get us all, with some timely, it's just gonna build out where there's a huge need up there where there's not a lot, I guess is my understanding.
Hey, Julia, do you wanna, if you don't mind, drop my info to her? Because I've reached out to Anoka County several times and I either don't hear anything back
Yeah.
or I get the whole,
I
Yeah.
gave
So
her
this is
your
new.
name.
So
I
let me.
gave her your name, Allie. She got it from me.
Okay.
perfect. I just still haven't heard anything.
So there are just a couple things to know. One is that this is years ago when I first started, so this is 8 years ago. Somebody had come to Ramsey County from Anoka, and when I said something about having trouble connecting with Anoka, he said they're like 40 years behind us.
Yes,
Oh,
they
yeah.
are.
That makes sense.
And then the other thing was, I gather I bring together the county healthy aging coordinators for the metro area. About twice a year, we just get together and hang out for an hour or so. And it's not the people that are providing services, right? It's the people at the higher level, like what I'm doing. It's the coordinators. And we
Mhm.
have not been able to find anybody at Anoka County for 8 years. Because every time I called, they'd be like, well, do you mean the people that talk to the elder? No, you don't have anybody who coordinates? No. So, so I'm very excited about this, and
Yeah.
I'm excited to get together with her and see what she has to say, because I'm hoping that they're gonna move towards a more high-level planning coordinated process.
No, that's awesome. So I'm here. I just feel like I'm kind of on this like back end of Anoka County. Like, yes, I'm Anoka County, but Anoka County doesn't exist. So I just want to keep tagging
Right.
on with Ramsey County, Julia, because you do such a good job.
Yes.
I just want to make us a part of Ramsey County. It would make me feel better.
I know.
So,
Well, I will tell you,
Katie,
I
I don't need to do, or who was it? Allie said, I don't need to be involved in that at all anymore. You'll get connected to her.
Well, Lynn
you
said
won't-
that she passed my info already.
it doesn't hurt to give it to her again, but I'm just letting Allie know I gave her your information.
Okay.
Like I gave her yours and Julia's.
Perfect. So maybe it's a step process. Maybe she'll get to me, but
Well,
just
right.
don't hesitate, Julia. Like if she says anything,
Okay.
I'm more than happy to try to do some sort of joint programming with them. I mean, we've
All right, I'm
got
gonna
we've
look
got
for
the
her.
seniors here already. Like that's just it. Like they're here.
Right. I'm gonna look for her info and see if I can
So
find
Maybe
her
just
info.
you know, would you be willing to, Julie, if you find it when we're on the call here, can you just plug it into the, because I realized I left it behind. I didn't take it. I was like, oh, that's gonna be 2 counties away. I'm not gonna need it.
Yeah.
But we all
Let me see
need,
if I
when
can
we have,
find
and
her
they
info.
reached out. I mean, they were like, we need to know what you all are doing there in Ramsey
It's
County.
not Meredith, is it?
No, I don't think
Okay.
so.
Okay.
I don't
I have a
think
meeting
so.
with someone else scheduled. I have to check here.
Maybe it is.
All right.
Um,
So where we're leaving that right now is Lynn's checking on space.
Yep.
If we can get that space, great. And then possibly finding a sponsorship for lunch.
Uh-huh.
And then we'll hopefully get that sorted out. Oh, it's not until October, but soon, so we can make plans for
Yep,
that.
I'll let you know literally within the next couple days if there's a room available and if we have capacity to do the noon, because we would do a little presentation, right? Like would be us, family meetings. Yeah.
That's what I would think.
Lynn,
and-
do you know who a good contact for the November event at Lingbumston would be, since we have you on the list?
Just gonna ask
Yeah.
that.
Oh, sorry. I
It
just
should
found her.
be, it's either Julie Fobb, who was the head of community services, that's who I left it with her,
Okay.
or over at, and so I mean, we serve that program services both Lino Lakes and Como, and she's in both. Do you want me to stick her? Or Deb's the Lino Lakes staff person that does marketing, and I'm forgetting her last name, Deb.
I think she might be the one that submits the
But
event.
they're both, or no, Deb's a member, so you can find her contact.
Bland,
information.
Deb Bland.
Bland, thank you. I was thinking B.
I just dropped Gretchen's contact information in the chat. It's Gretchen Etzler.
Gretchen. Yeah, that's who it is. Yeah, Gretchen, thank you.
And then for July, it's a networking meeting. We don't have a speaker in.
Where's that at?
It's at the Commons.
Oh, that's right.
Do we care? Do we just want to have roundtable stuff?
Oh, I love our summer mode. Can we get somebody to, is there a local place that wants
We
to?
need puppies. Let's bring in puppies.
We do need puppies.
Katie always brings in her puppy.
I know, that's what
my
made me
dog.
think of it.
I'm totally gonna bring Calvin. I'm bringing my dog. He misses you guys. The biggest transition in my life has been this dog who I've been working from home for 5 years. He is so mad at me.
You know, the
So
first
mad.
time I went to work all day after having been home during COVID, I came home and my cat had taken it in my living room. Like
Oh.
not even near the litter box, like not even pretending it was ill. It's just like flat out hostility.
Totally. I've been hiding my leather shoes. I've been doing, I'm just so panicking that,
Oh,
I know it's not good.
We are watching a family friend's basset hound right now, so I'm waiting to see what my house is like when I get home. But
Oh yeah, diggers. We had a hound. They like to dig.
he's kind of trouble. He's just over a year old, but he's very sweet, so he's hard to yell at.
okay. So random fact having nothing to do with anything. I just went and toured Eagle Eye Farm, which is an alpaca farm. Largely, they have lots of other animals.
Oh,
If you guys have not been there, you got to go. It's fascinating.
where is it?
It's in River Falls. And one of the things they have two baby kangaroos. I don't know how. I don't know any of that. But I
Kangaroo?
know that if you're going to house kangaroos, what the guy said was you have to have 3 feet of concrete under the pad because they'll dig out. I didn't even know kangaroos dug. But like that's like I learned some really interesting things. We should like have a field trip. It was
We should.
well,
Well, don't they have kangaroos at the state, or not the state fair, the Minnesota Zoo?
I don't know.
There's no,
I don't know.
yeah.
But anyway, they have these 2 baby kangaroos and they sleep in these pouches they hang on the wall, which is hilarious. Um, yeah, they're
Hmm.
building this pen for them that has to have 3 feet of
Oh,
concrete.
I hate that it has to have that much
I
cement.
know. I
That's so
know.
bad. Doesn't sound
I
pleasant.
know. I'm not sure kangaroos should be in the United States, but that's a whole different conversation.
Fun. Good times.
All
Okay,
right.
so we're
Uh,
bringing our dogs. It's bring your dog to the networking meeting. That's what we're calling that.
Yes.
If we do it
July.
outside, I can't let everyone else's dogs into the comments.
No,
Sorry,
can we,
Maggie
if
only.
it's nice weather and we have the patio, are dogs allowed in the area out there or not?
I
Not really.
mean,
It's the park, but it's the park.
people walk their dogs back there, but it is the
Oh,
wedding
talk to
grass.
Mike.
So,
Get special permission from Mike.
Shoot, I really
Um,
want to bring.
we could do it in the park for sure with dogs. I just don't want dog spots all over the grass, and then we have an outdoor wedding in a couple days after that. So,
Oh yeah, that
Yes.
would be bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
people pay a lot of money for that grass. So,
Yeah. For that pretty grass out
Oh,
there.
yes.
We don't want to mess with it. Okay. So
we
it's
do have a note on the planning sheet to invite Tara at some point. Do we want maybe just like casually to invite Tara to come by? And if she's there, we can do some like drill the commissioner sort of questions. And if she's not, we just
Yeah.
do regular networking.
yeah, I
I
think that's a
got her
great
to
idea.
come to the county mashup.
Yep.
Great.
She came, didn't she?
Yep.
Yeah, I couldn't make it, but I sent her the invite. Okay, good. I'm glad she came. Yeah,
Okay.
you'd have to get on her calendar though. I know she's got crazy summerness.
Yeah.
I'll send her an email and let her know that we're here. And
If it's close, yeah, she just lives up the street, so that could work.
Yeah, I mean, just as like a like, give us a 10-minute sort of state of seniors in the county,
Yeah,
and
That's a
just
great idea.
a little recap, and what she's seeing coming down the pike on her agenda as a commissioner. So it's just a little bit different than the massive insight that Julia gives us into like, because that's
Yeah.
all her stuff. But what she's seeing on the commission would be
Yeah.
interesting.
That would be agreed. Thank you for doing that, Katie.
Yeah. Perfect. All right. So that, and if that fails, if she's unavailable, we'll do just, questions, things like that, general networking. Okay,
Okay.
love it. And then where are we have okay, that was events. So we are moving on to we had some questions from Kate. Not that one. RSVP form of oh yeah, so we'll need a new RSVP form once we figure out the October 8th meeting and where we're going to be and all that. So that's still going to be kind of out there.
Is there already something on the website with the, I haven't looked that far
For
out.
October 8th,
Yeah,
there isn't, no, because we
Okay,
didn't
good.
know where it was going to be for sure. We kind of or it was up in the air. So we'll get that sorted out when you hear back about
Okay, good.
space
Yep.
availability and all that. Yeah, we're not changing anything. Gonna move forward to, oh, go ahead, you have something, Kate? You popped on.
Yeah, so as soon as we have confirmation on the October 8th, wherever that email goes, just let me know so I can update the website, because that's usually like when Katie goes to create the newsletter and so forth. It helps to have all that information kind of pre-made for her as well.
Yeah, and if we start moving forward in that direction for Lynn, if you have Jenny West or whoever it is that's good, or if you're going to be
Yeah.
presenting a little summary of like
Okay,
objectives and takeaways or whatever you want to, however you want to phrase that,
okay.
just so we can sell it to people and say, here's why you want to come to this. And then
Yep.
whether or not we're going to have lunch included or if they bring their own. So we'll want to know
BYO,
all
yeah,
of that
okay.
before we update the website and use
Okay.
Kate's time.
Okay, perfect.
So grants and other income. Grants from fall, we will submit again for 2026. We had with Vadnais Heights, we requested 2,000 at 750, which is always great. We over ask and then are thankful for what we are given. And so Scott had said that through discussion that he had with the Greater White Bear Lake Foundation, it seems like they're interested in awarding funding every other year to class, not every year. The question was, we were kind of between the two of us asking, is it worthwhile to submit this year if that's the conversation he had? we were awarded 1,000 and we submitted for 2. Is that something that we want to, do you think it's worth pursuing? It's a little hard to have the conversation without Scott because I wasn't involved in those conversations, but I don't know. What are your thoughts?
So we received last year,
This year. Yeah,
this year
2025.
for 2025. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I know, and that's that weird where it ends like in August. Like it's not a normal fiscal. You know what I mean? Like they want the report like in summer. It's an
Mhm.
odd, so even though you don't get the award till, so it's like you have less than a year and then so we already have to start thinking about it. So it's smart. And we did get something from Vadnais.
Yeah, this year we got 750 from Vadnais and 1,000 from the Greater White Bear Lake Area Foundation.
Are
Is
we
there a
finding
new-
that like, oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, is there a new executive director though at the Greater Lake? Wait, well, you know what I mean.
Yes. Yes, there is.
So I guess I totally get what Scott's saying, but that's the history. So I just don't know. You know what I mean? Like, if it's a matter of us just submitting the same thing, or if there's big overhead, no, I wouldn't probably think that would be wise. But there are some new players within the foundation that I guess
That's a really good perspective. That like staying on their radar with the new ED and all that. That's a good
yeah.
idea.
Well, right, and they might not be looking at it the same way that we're going to fund you every other year, or whatever that ad hoc thinking was, or informal way of communicating. Yeah, so I guess there's not a lot. I mean, after sitting in the room where the awards were made, I think we were one of 2 awards that were connected to older adults. I mean, there wasn't a lot, unless I read it wrong, unless I was understanding. But so I think there's always a place at the table for being that we're the Northeast Metro, especially White Bear Lake area is, and that's all they fund is White Bear area around the lake. There's always, they need to make sure that they're representing the population that's receiving the funds. So I guess I did not get a sense that there was like a bunch of competing organizations serving older adults by any regards.
Yeah. Okay. I love that. Yeah.
Do you?
I mean, are we finding
Well,
that-
I'm willing to look. Sorry, was I talking over someone?
Katie's gonna go here in just a sec. Go ahead. Finish your thought,
Okay,
Lynn, and then
I'm
we'll have
sorry.
Katie go.
I've got this dumb light and I feel like I cannot see people the correct way. I'm like, my eyes are burning and it's really bad air quality too. Really quick, I can hop on their website and see, but just to confirm, but I'm pretty sure we were one of the 2 that was serving older adults that received. They have a list of everyone they funded. So that'd be my 2 cents.
Katie?
I guess my question is like, are we finding that membership fees are not covering our expenses? Like, what is it that what do we need money for?
Yeah.
Because this year we've had like our subscriptions, we're getting hosted, we're not paying like reservation fees for the meetings we're having in person. We're getting meals donated or people are bringing their own. Like, what is it that we need money for?
Right. We use it for our website, we use it for which is part of the gathering. Like that is part of invitation process, all that. And I know that we use like Google Forms a lot of the time, which is free, which is awesome. The the professional Zoom, it costs money. The constant, not MailChimp has a fee attached to it. And yeah, I know that we've been, and I know that our biggest expense is Kate, because Kate's time is costly. And so it depends on how much we update our website, how much we put into it and all of that. If we need to do any kind of, and then there's the cost of the website itself and the Dropbox, or not Dropbox, Donor Box, which is our payment portal. So there's fees here and there and everywhere that happen kind of in the background. And then also to Lynn's point about flyers and things like that, we don't have any collateral. We don't have any physical collateral. right now, like I don't think anyone's got a flyer or anything. We don't do any professional printing, which are all things that could be done to kind of create something a little bit more substantial. So, and we could do things that are, you know, if we have the funds for it. I'm being a little bit conservative. I'm being a lot of bit conservative because the you know I've never been our treasurer before, and I've never been in on the finance part of this before, so I am caught between like wanting to make sure that we have enough to sustain this and also not over ask. And I don't think like grants of you know 750 or $1,000 are exorbitant. I think that they're reasonable. We're not asking for $20,000 for projects we aren't doing. We're doing the things. So I don't feel like there's a conflict there. We're not meeting our obligation. So um I'd like to have the opportunity, if we want to come up with something else or something interesting that we can do with the money that we've got, and see if we could have, I mean, there could be a situation where we can pay for lunch if we wanted to, and not have to find someone to pay it for us, or I don't know, just we could ideate that in the future too. Is that's my thought. Open to other thoughts.
Yeah, I guess my recommendation would just be that if we're gonna keep going for grants, we should every year, like especially in the fall, we talk about like setting the next year's calendar, and we thought we were ahead of that for this year, and now we are once again looking at October and looking at November, you know, like getting ahead of those and having some like a bigger, cooler program or whatever if we're going to be applying for a grant, and have that like more solidified. I think that helps people understand what's going on with class too, and just kind of feel like are they know what's going on and that they want to be part of it.
Yeah, I agree. Any other thoughts? So we're thinking, ask the Greater White Bear Lake, do the application, and if they say yes, they do. If they say no, they don't. That's their call. Sure. That's what it's, an application and not a given, right? All right.
Right.
I like it. So we're gonna do that. Perfect. So yeah, the financials have the current funds balance and anticipated expenses. And then any other updates from, I mean, Julia, we got from you. Did you ever think of the thing as our community liaison update that you had on in your mind before? Oh, we might have lost Julia. Oh, she's
No,
muted.
no, sorry, I was
There you go.
muted. No,
Yeah.
I didn't come up with it, so.
All right, no problem.
But I'm gonna send
and-
you the info on the July meeting. I think I just did.
Yeah, I think I got something.
Okay, okay.
Great.
I just like to
Okay.
say that I think it's super important that Julia just still has the job at Ramsey County, because clearly I know every time I talk to different organizations, we just don't know. So
Well, and
I'm
the
just
county
happy to see
doesn't,
you, Julia.
well, the county doesn't know either. So what we
know.
do know is that the county has committed to keep all of its employees for the next 2 years.
Okay.
After that, we don't know. In theory, my job is safe because my position is tax driven. But if I were a county commissioner and in 2 years they didn't have enough money for WIC staff, I
Yep.
know what I would choose.
Yep,
So we'll see.
that's right.
But for the next 2 years, I'm all right.
So you're hearing the 2-year mark. Okay, that's why I was curious. Thank you for that. But there's a lot of, I guess that's even playing into my comment about the foundation too. We are needing to get really more creative on the front lines, and families are freaking out. And the more we align, the more we know about each other, the more that people are going to access service, because we're going to be the ones telling them about it.
And this is just, I mean, this is going to be an off agenda topic here, and if anybody needs to bounce, they certainly can. But I'm curious right now, like when we're talking about Medicaid cuts on this scale, what does that mean for Minnesotans living in assisted living and all that? What, I mean, from the inside, I'm curious, what are what are we anticipating this looking like?
I mean, are people going to be thrown out on the streets?
Right. If there's nobody to pay for it.
Mhm. Yeah, it's going to be what I have started to feel is just at the front lines, I can speak
Yeah.
from that. So it already is a tenuous, like accessing elderly waiver, which is what medical assistance is. It would pay for services either in community to stay when your funds are down to 3,000, which is Medicaid eligible, or support. We just got new lights. We have to make motion. Oh well. Or you're in assisted living, right? And you're getting the alternative care. So what's happening right now is, unless you're private pay, you aren't guaranteed. We might move in, and they say they can, yes, we will. Well, there's gonna be 5 apartments that we will allow for elderly waiver or whatever. That number will go even smaller, and that ability for the the owner of the building is not going to change. They're not going to be able to accept more Medicaid because that's what people need. So it already is small. That's my concern. It already is not really a resource. So when you take that away even more, when you constrict any of that, but I'm also dealing with families who, aren't even accessing what they're eligible for. So it's all of it, right? So, and now because everyone's talking about it, they're starting to think, oh, maybe I should, I'm sensing that especially people who have diseases, chronic conditions that require like caregiving, the work I do is a lot with families with Alzheimer's and dementia. There's a lot of hardship for the whole family. There's a lot of, I have to give up my job, and we all need medical assistance now. I mean, that's my concern, is that whole picture falling apart, not just even the recipient person. Because with the number of caregivers is so large right now, because we have the largest group of older adults that's ever existed in America, aging. And we're not creating more resources. So it is going to fall onto the families. I mean, we're going to have a lot. Yeah, go
Are
ahead.
nursing homes going to be putting people out on the streets, literally?
Well, we're not giving new beds. I mean, when I was at Lang Bloomston, this is my perspective. I can only share from that. I mean, they have a long-term care facility in Como. When they moved up to Lino Lakes, the state was not giving out more beds. So they remodeled the Como campus, and they took some of the beds that they were licensed for at Como, and they're eventually going to move them up to Lino Lakes. So they're not adding more beds. There's not additional beds for long-term care. So the buffer's coming in for all the services before then, the assisted livings, the in-home care, the work that, that Ahmad is doing. I mean, all of that will have to be more of that, because you're right. There's not going to be more beds. So caregivers are going to be providing more care in community, kind of like our hospital systems. You used to be able to stay in the hospital. Now you have to go home and do the things that you used to maybe get care for in the hospital.
All right. Well, thank you for that. I was just curious to hear someone on the inside, and someone, like you said, on the front
I
line.
don't know. I mean, I'm not hearing. I guess I hear what you hear, Julia. We get updates from Trellis. Trellis is actually going to start doing, because they funnel the older Americans money. They're going to start doing listening sessions every month, I think, because there's just so much movement. So providers can come, and I don't have the dates on those, but they're coming up. Where if you just need to come and pulse check, so that if there is anything to share, that it can be shared in real time.
Great. Well, that's going to be interesting too.
Yep.
Okay. Anything else from board members? We have reached the end of our agenda. No? All right. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank y'all.
And yeah, we will, we've got our meeting next month, and then our next board meeting isn't until September. So I sent out that invite already because I realized that when we went over the new Zoom thing, I hadn't sent out the links for the board meeting. So I apologize for not getting that out to you faster than last week. But September's on there.
Okay, so we'll be in July and in Venice Heights.
Yep. All right. So thank you so much, everyone, and have a
Thanks,
wonderful afternoon.
everybody.
You
Take good
too.
care.
Bye.
Bye. Have a good
Thanks,
summer.
everyone.
Everybody.
I'll CC you, Allie, when I